Hello and welcome to QuestLore, a family Lorcana podcast where each and every week we come to you and talk to you about all things Lorcana and all things Disney. Let's introduce the family. I'm Matt.
I'm Malcolm.
I'm Mehmet.
And I am Jen. These kids, we told them, get a drink beforehand.
I did.
I got myself a drink. And yet they are both just starting the podcast, stealing my drink.
I didn't do it.
I saw you take a drink. You took a drink.
Do it on camera.
Yeah, okay. Camera. So no evidence. No evidence. No crime. Rebuttals.
I will get DNA evidence.
You have the same DNA. It's the same thing. DNA.
No, if I see any of your DNA in there, then I know.
If I see any gores on
Well, we know Emmett already took some too, so it's like.
Yes, that's true.
It's all a big
DNA
petri
test.
dish. Because that's set 5 of Lorcana is going to be Into the DNA.
Into the DNA. Wait, is it going to star Dino DNA and Mr. DNA?
Yes, it was going to be a crossover with a completely different company because apparently they've ran out of Disney stuff. And it will be all about Dino DNA.
Dino DNA.
So Jurassic Park in Lorcana, set 5, confirmed. That's what happens when you open up that special packet.
Not confirmed.
In the Ursula's Return, the Illumineer's Quest.
How do we get
just
so
a
far
dinosaur
off?
that goes rawr. Just jumps out and goes
2 minutes into this podcast.
So we just finished up our first playthrough, or the boys' first playthrough of the Illumineer's Quest, Ursula's Return, the first kind of co-op segment of this journey of Lorcana, the first time where you're playing together against something. So let's just dig right into that. What'd you guys think of when you played it? How was the Illumineer's Quest?
It was fun.
Strategy.
You had no strategy.
You did. Because you guys worked together a lot. Like, he would have made way different decisions
What
if you guys weren't working together.
Do you think you could do that all by yourself without my deck?
And there were a couple of times where he used an action or a song for you to attack.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting to watch. We let the boys play with the 2 decks that it comes with against Ursula on easy mode the first time through because we didn't really know how well it would work. Plus, it's these pre-built decks, and as I can attest from my experience in a starter deck tournament at the start of set 4, pre-built decks can sometimes just be awful. So I wasn't sure how well they'd play, so we started with easy. We're going to try the other difficulties as we go. But the boys, were you victorious?
Yes. And we opened the package and a crown.
We will not spoil that right now because it is not available for everyone. There are many people who are not able to get the Illumineer's Quest because there was only a very small availability at card game stores. I'm sure there'll be many more available once it hits big box stores next weekend. It seems like they're saving things like the Trove and the Illumineer's Quest for bigger stores like your Targets, your Best Buys. I can see this being a game that sits on Target shelves throughout the holidays that people will be able to pick up and say, hey, I heard that this Lorcana thing's big, here you go. And people will be able to pick that up and play it. Would you recommend this to anyone who is new to Lorcana?
Not brand new.
No, definitely not.
I would definitely say you should probably play at least,
At
maybe
least
10
4.
games worth.
Yeah, 10.
So
you can really understand because there's a lot of strategy in it.
And there are different rules. There are new cards and
Sure.
And also, so how we ended up playing it, and if you want to watch our playthrough, we will have that up on our YouTube channel if we don't already when you are listening to this. And so again, just search up QuestLore on YouTube and you can find us. We did record kind of opening the box and playing our first game, and the way that we played is we had the 2 boys play the 2 decks that were included, and we kind of explained it, and I think they would have had a hard time playing without us there helping them.
I'm not sure.
I don't think it would have been impossible, but it would have been tricky. And they play a lot,
I could see him making some decisions that weren't the brightest.
You almost made some decisions that weren't the brightest.
Not like with the Goofy.
Dad helped you make some better decisions.
Listen,
for sure.
I made better decisions, but my decisions were still gonna work.
I'm fairly confident
Sure.
you guys would have still won if we weren't
Yeah, on the easy
nudging
mode,
you stuff.
sure.
But it definitely had some challenges. Like there were some cards in there that you dodged.
Yeah.
That looked like there would be some serious trouble that Ursula can play. So
Yeah.
it definitely looks like it's going to be a much bigger challenge once we move up to the bigger difficulties. But at the same time, we're probably never playing with those decks it came with again.
Yeah, that's true.
We've already started separating them out. We're probably going to play with like our competition level decks next
Yeah.
time. So we'll just be sniping her characters out with songs and
Yeah.
bouncing things all over the place.
And
Malcolm
just getting
going
lost
fast really
quickly.
quick.
Right.
And then just like you guys just being in the dust, just me like, wee.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you got-
because that is one of the problems though, is that with the Illumineer's quest is that all players have to be at 20 lore in order to win. So if you are playing like 3 or 4 completely different decks and a couple of them are more slow burn decks, one person might have 20 lore on turn 4, but they still have to wait. But one of the nice things we found is that you're actually allowed to go beyond 20 lore. And then there are some special abilities, like you can pay lore in order to do things like take damage off people, and it doesn't have to be off yourself. It can be off of any other player. So we used some of those abilities today because Emmett ended up having a lot more lore than Malcolm did for a while. And then we realized, if Emmett takes the lore off to take the damage off of Malcolm's cards, which were more powerful, that actually ended up letting them win the game probably 3 or 4 turns earlier than they would have if they had continued just taking the lore off of Malcolm's to take off his damage. So I think that was definitely a strategy that we're not used to playing.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that was one thing that I think you guys had a little bit of trouble getting a hold of, and I think anybody really would, not just you, is that you're kind of playing the player's turn all simultaneously. So like we didn't have any in these decks, but like if you had support on one other player's turn, like all of a sudden support becomes like really advantageous because you can support another character on the other side.
Yeah, I had a couple support cards that I got in my hand, but I never ended up using them.
Or
Sure.
like Emmett sang a song, but we applied it to one of Malcolm's characters.
Actually, I didn't sing it. I paid it.
Well, sure, you paid to sing the song.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
That's just
Same thing
semantics,
with an
buddy.
action.
So, really, if I'm coming down to it, yeah, if you have some experience with Lorcana, or if you know someone that has some experience with Lorcana, you see this at Target, and you need something for a birthday gift, a Christmas gift, or whatever, I would say for sure pick this up. If they don't already have it, that is one problem with us Lorcana players is we probably have all the Lorcana things already. So you may want to check to see if they have it.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something for someone new, probably not the best first thing to grab. However, I believe essentially the gift box thing that they're doing for the next set is going to be more of a starter set for people to play against each other, a more higher level starter set than maybe the starter decks you normally get, a more introduction to Lorcana. So you may just wait and get that, and then you'll be able to play that on Christmas morning when you're unwrapping your stuff. But again, if they're already Lorcana people, they probably already got it because we have to have all the things Lorcana.
And we'll
Right.
probably till next Christmas, we'll probably have at least 6 sets.
Yeah, so
7
set 6.
probably?
No,
5 and-
set 6 will come out in November.
Okay.
So
That's right, because 5's in August.
5 is in August, right?
Yeah.
When we
We're
will
gonna
be
be at
in
Disneyland.
Disneyland. That's when it
Yes.
comes out. So that's going to be, that'll be a week.
Because it's also D23. We're going to be there like a couple days
Yep.
before D23. And that's being released. We're hoping there's an event that's in like
There
near.
is. So Ravensburger is having an event on that Tuesday. So the day we
In
get
Anaheim, right?
in Anaheim at like a bar area. They're having some kind of event. Not completely 100% sure what it is, but who knows what we'll be able to
We
get.
will be
what
doing
we'll
our best
see.
to try to go there.
Yep, for sure.
If you see us, say hi.
Absolutely. And speaking of seeing us, we are 2 weeks away right now as we're recording from the Disney Lorcana Challenge in Chicago.
And it's actually, we're only one day from Atlanta, right?
Yes, Atlanta and Lily France
Yeah.
starts tomorrow. They are actually broadcasting some of the matches on Twitch with some of the people covering them. that are pretty big in the YouTube scene for Lorcana. A guy named Lorcana Villain, a guy named Speci. Those guys really know what they're talking about. So if we have some ideas of what we're talking about, but they're actually broadcasting those matches. And so if you're already listening to this and it is Saturday or Sunday, feel free to check those out. Those look like probably some really great matches to watch. The only downside to it is they will be set 3 only, or set 3, set 2, and set 1, right? No set 4 stuff, which has put everything in a little weird place when you're trying to kind of watch and gauge of people reviewing these new sets and trying to find new decks, because there are so many people that are still in a set 3 state of mind, because that's what they have to play this weekend. Set 4 isn't legal yet. It will be legal for Chicago, which has been causing me some nerves because we have very little time to play it.
Yeah, so I've not really been a huge Pixelborn player, and I've decided I probably need to start, because even though right now I'm still on the waiting list, I have hope I get off of it within the next 2 weeks so I can play. So I've actually downloaded Pixelborn. I'm trying to start getting onto trying out my new deck.
I can teach you how to.
No, I know. Dad's helping me out, but thank you. And I've gone on the Discord to look up things as well. But yeah, it's tough, especially because probably like a lot of our local places not playing this weekend, because not only is it Memorial Day weekend, but half of our normal players, four of our normal players are in Atlanta this weekend.
Yeah.
Half of them are going to Chicago.
So in fact, last weekend, talking about our play from last week, which really was just my play.
Because we weren't doing the play last weekend, which
Boys
these guys did
and
amazing.
Mom, right? Yep. Alice in Wonderland Jr. was a fantastic show. If you missed it, I'm sorry. That's just your fault.
Malcolm
gave you plenty of notice.
Was an amazing, very funny King of Hearts. And Emmett was a hilarious doorknob. Hey, why don't you give your fun fact line, Emmett?
Well, fun fact, doorknobs have feelings too.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I saw this show. Now I do. More you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
So when last we talked, me and Emmett had done a starter deck tournament for our set 4. We didn't do very well. It's kind of one of those things that kind of left me a little disheartened, because I just felt like I was playing badly, but I think it might have, in this case, just been the deck I had. So yes, there's the doorknob. Thank you, Malcolm. So then on Saturday, there happened to be 2 sealed events going on near us while the boys were in the show. I had already seen it. So I had done my fatherly duties. I had seen it twice. So while they were doing that, I went to these 2 different sealed events. A sealed event is basically where you get 6 packs of cards. You build a deck of 40 out of those 6 packs, and then you play against each other. It's usually 3 rounds. So I went to one that was really close to us, and I was fortunate enough to actually win my games there.
And not only did you win, but what prizes did you get?
So they were really trying to get people to come back, and I'd love to, but they're playing on days that are harder for me to go. I ended up walking away with a Big Tink playmat, the full set of the set 4 promos, the ones that the stores will have, not the event ones that we're going to get in Chicago.
That would be crazy.
The set 5 pin, set 4
and
pin.
then the set 4 banner pin. And then a couple more packs of cards. So I walked away with a lot of cards from that event. And then because that one ended early enough, I drove out to another sealed event and built my deck of cards. And then before we started playing, I actually texted Jen and said, I don't think I'm doing too well in this one. I'm not that happy with the cards I got. And ended up going 3-0.
So
and winning that one. Walked away with a few more packs from that one.
And some more puppies.
No, I didn't get the puppies from. I didn't get.
Oh, was that from the first one or from a different?
No,
one?
that was from a different. That was from a couple of weeks ago.
Oh no, that's right. That's the one you were at with Emmett. I think.
No, that was even before then. That was the first day that our close shop was doing it.
I see. Oh, that's right. But it was anyway. It's more of the puppy sleeves that.
Yes. Oh, I also got the
way too
Alice. The
the card
Alchemist deck box,
which is
too,
super nice.
which is what they replaced sleeves in this promo box with. They replaced it with those deck boxes, so no sleeves. So basically, we have like half of the stuff from the promo box. But I also got the lore counter for set 4.
Right.
I got the deck box from set 4. I've got the banner pin from set 4. I'm just missing. I've got all the cards from set 4. I'm just missing the 2 other pins
Which is what we really want out of everything.
We'll work on getting those. That's going to be harder to get this time around from the 8th side where we normally play, because when we go to Disneyland in Hawaii, that's probably when they're wrapping up that league.
Yeah.
So I did great on Saturday, and then Sunday I went to league, but they decided to only play set 3 because we're wrapping up the last week of the set 3 leagues. So we're like, okay, we'll just play set 3. Plus, there were a few people that were going to Atlanta. They wanted another round of practicing on set 3.
Which is fair.
Well, my thoughts on that is they've had 3 months. I have 2 weeks before Chicago.
That's
right?
true. That's true. And we're not playing this week. So we get 1 week of leagues before Chicago. Yeah.
So not great for practice-wise.
Nope.
So I'm probably going to try to find some other places to play with a set 4 deck. But then... so during this week's league, we were playing set 3. I decided to take a version of Jen's deck, not the one she had been playing for a couple of weeks. I made some tweaks to it, things that she had been talking about doing anyways herself, kind of to a flute song, steel and amber deck. And I went 3-0 there too. Also went 3-0 against all the people that were going to Atlanta.
Just made them all very upset.
So therefore, I won Atlanta.
He won Atlanta.
By that property. I beat all the people going to Atlanta.
By default.
So by default, I won Atlanta.
You won all of Atlanta.
Ravensburger, I'll expect my prize
Here's
cards
the full set
in
of
the mail.
promo / enchanted.
Yeah.
/ enchanted, yeah.
So I had a pretty good week. Closing out set 3, starting off with some sealed stuff. We are hoping to play tomorrow at a store. There's a place doing a sealed event where you're going to get 1 pack of set 1, 1 pack of set 2, 2 of set 3, 2 of set 4, build 40 card decks out of those, and play against people. So
also, just so you know, doing that, I'm going to attempt to make the cubby thing come back.
If you get a cubby,
try to buff up cubby.
If I get a map of Treasure Planet and a cubby, basically good.
Well, sure, you also have to then grab 2 locations and stuff like that. So
But like,
it's possible. Who knows? Back and forth.
it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna be able.
What if you?
hopefully we'll get a
you
chance
need
to
to
play
try
that.
to get cubby, castle, and 2 castle magicos, and the map of Treasure
yes,
Planet.
because again, we're only getting 1 pack of 1s and 2s, but somehow it's gonna magically happen.
Well, all those are from 3 and 4.
Okay, so 2 packs.
So there's double the chance.
Probability is like double of almost nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's
cubby's
the-
only an uncommon. It might be a common.
I think it's a rare.
Nope.
I don't know.
They're all common and uncommons. I think Map of Treasure Planet might be a rare. So
Yeah.
that will be the hard one to get. But so good luck with that, buddy. I'm counting on you. So hopefully we get a chance to play some more of set 4 before Chicago happens. It's difficult, especially anyone that has kids knows that for some reason schools decide we need to squeeze in every single special event possible in May and early June because we didn't do them the rest of the year when we had time. Not that they had time, but you know they're all doing them now. So we're in the middle of 26 days of Spirit Month. I'm
a teacher and I teach high school, sure, but I am so against 26 days of Spirit Month.
Yeah.
1 week. I'm good with 1 week.
Yeah, they've got field trips, they've got field days, they've got special projects that are suddenly here. We need to do one for
talent
last week.
shows.
Talent shows. There was a concert thing they had to miss because of Alice in Wonderland. I mean, the Alice in Wonderland thing, sure, we threw that on ourselves. But there's so much other school stuff. It's crazy. So it makes it hard for me who just wants to go and play with my little Disney cards. Might be a little selfish.
And birthday parties.
Yeah, now another birthday party just popped up. There's probably graduation parties that could pop up. You got Mother's Day, you got Father's Day. It's a busy time of year. So it feels busier than Christmas month in some ways. So
Yep. Especially since Chicago happens, like we leave for Chicago on my last day of school.
Yeah. So we threw in some extra stuff in there as well, but with Chicago coming up and as we try to figure out our decks that we want to play, I did want to go over a couple of things of like how Chicago is going to work for any of our listeners who haven't seen the news, and for these guys themselves so that they're aware. So first, Chicago, 2 days, right? You got one day, the first day where everyone's playing 9 games, 9 matches in a 2-game format. So that means that you'll each player will have a chance to go first, play, and then if you win a game in that match, you get 3 points. If you win both games, you win 7 points. So you'll get 3 points for each game won, a bonus point if you sweep the other player. They also have said that when you take into account some of the tiebreakers, right, winning the last game matters more. So there is some talk of like, would you rather go first your first game or your second game, right? So if you go first your first game, like you can have kind of like you're gassing up and like you've won your first game, so you can kind of try to continue momentum in the second one. But if you go first in your second game, you know what to mulligan for.
Because you know what the other players
Because you know what the other players are playing. You can set up some strategy stuff. And since like there's more odds of you winning if you go second, that might be a better option. Hard to tell. Anyways, it's going to be 9 matches in a 2-game format. And then in Chicago, so in Atlanta this weekend, it's the top 128-ish move on. They say ish because of all the tiebreaker stuff that they have to do, right? In Chicago, it's going to be the top 64-ish move on to the next day. So no matter how good of a player you are, and this is really important for anyone going, they think they're a great player. Even I think I'm an okay player.
He's being humble.
I have imposter syndrome. It's okay.
I know I'm an okay player. He's a very good player. Everyone at the 8th side that we play at every week, like, is afraid when they get matched up with him.
Except me.
Sure. They're my sons. I can't scare my sons, but I guess that's a good thing.
Everyone else is scared to play him, and they all agree that we play at the most competitive location in our area. So
Where?
Yeah.
The sky. The sky.
Side where we normally play.
The sky.
Anyways,
This is what it's like to have a
so
9-year-old at
you're
the end of the school
talking
year.
the top 64-ish are going to move on. When you look at it from a percentage point of view, that's 0.5% of the total players are going to be moving on. So even the best players, right, rely on luck, right?
Oh, for
This
sure.
has a bunch of random number generation built into it.
Well, because you never know who you get paired up with, and if they're just going to be like a natural weak deck to yours or a naturally strong deck compared to yours.
Or you're just going to draw the cards you don't need, right?
Yeah.
You're going to just draw 7 uninkables,
Yeah.
like right in a row. Who
Yeah.
knows, right? That can happen to you.
Uh-huh.
So if
For
you go
example?
in, right, going into any of these events, your goal should be to have fun, to have some good matches, to enjoy playing the game.
Meeting new people that love Lorcana as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to maybe meeting some other content creators out there,
Yeah.
saying hi to them, just having some fun. Talking about Lorcana for a full weekend sounds amazing. I'm not sure if that sounds amazing to everyone.
I think that sounds
But-
awesome. And it's so funny too, because in general, like, Matt is definitely one of those like introverted extroverts where, like, unless he knows that they're interested in the same things as him, he's not really a talker. I'm the opposite. I talk to everybody.
That's me. I'm like him.
Yes, I know you are. And this one is like me, where he will talk to strangers on the street, and like if they have candy, he will probably go with them.
Yeah, so,
So
up
I'm
next
excited
on
to
Therapy
meet new
Talk.
people.
So anyways, I'm really looking forward to Chicago.
Yeah.
Looking forward to meeting some people. If you do happen to see us, feel free to say hi.
I'm hoping to make us some t-shirts that say QuestLore on them, so if you notice our logo, like, we'll be wearing those, so keep an eye out for us.
Yeah. So if you are going to Chicago, and for us as well, so one of the things that we're going to have to do, like, we have to have an early check-in. So we're getting in Friday around 5 and then head right over to the hotel and
Which
the
is
convention
super close
center.
to the airport.
Yep.
So
And we do an early check-in. That way we get the event promo card for set 4. So,
Yes.
right. So there's the promo cards that the stores hand out. There's 4 of them every set. And then there's one more promo card that's only given out at events. And so this time it's a Flotsam and Jetsam card. That's a promo card. It's the same card as the regular one, but
like
it's
the
a foil.
shiftable one.
Yeah, the shiftable Flotsam and Jetsam, but it'll have the little promo symbol on it. So it'll be a little bit rarer and harder to get a hold of. This is like the first one they've actually given out in the States for like the last 2 sets because they only had conventions over in Europe because
Sure.
Ravensburger is a European country. German company, actually. And then for your participation, anyone that's participating and playing gets a Dragonfire promo card.
Cool.
That's after you play 3 rounds, so you can't just show up, grab the card, and leave because you think you're a bad player. You have to play 3 rounds first before you're going to get it. And then they're going to cut to the top 64-ish. They're going to move on to the next day where we'll change to a 2 out of 3 format that we normally have, but in like brackets. So, they'll cut down from 64 to 32 to 16 to 8, 4, 2,
Do they have
1.
a loser's bracket as well? Or
No.
Nope.
No.
Just a winner's bracket?
Yep.
Because that's how it normally is in the tournament, so that's why I was asking.
Yep. So the top 64-ish get Let It Go, the promo card for that. So the full art Let It Go.
Nice.
The top 32 get the full art Cinderella Stouthearted. The top 16 then get a Rapunzel Gifted with Healing promo one. And will qualify for the North American Championship.
Oh, nice. Have they announced where that's going to be at?
No, but there's one big state that has not been identified for a Disney Lorcana
I'm
challenge.
guessing it's California.
Michigan?
I'm sorry, there's 2.
New York?
No, Florida and California.
Florida and California, right.
Homes of Disneyland
And Disney World.
And Disney World.
I swear to God, if they do it during D23 and you make it and we're on a
No.
ship to Hawaii, that
No.
will be upsetting.
No, because that'll be after all these happen. So that's going to be after September.
Oh,
or
right,
something
because
like that.
Toronto's not till
Yeah,
August.
yeah.
Right.
The top 8 then get a Rapunzel playmat. And this all stacks. So if you're in top
Yes,
8, you
you
also
get
got
everything.
everything above. The top 4 get a Mickey Brave Little Tailor serialized card. So it'll be a one-of-a-kind card because it'll have a serial number on it. The top 2 then get 2 boxes of the current set. And also some prize wall tickets, and I'll talk about that in just a second. And then the winner gets the challenge trophy, a full foil set, including Enchanted's. Atlanta and Lilywood set 3. Chicago's going to get set 4.
I'm guessing Toronto will get set 5. Or is it?
Yeah, I guess they would. They'll get set 5, but only set 4 will be... No, they'll get set 4 because set 5 won't be legal yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
The other thing I forgot to mention because I didn't put it in the right order. When you are going, the person that wins the last game when it comes to tiebreakers, winning the last game means more than winning the first game.
Yeah, you said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have a choice of which
Because
one...
if there's
Not
tiebreakers.
that you have a choice of winning.
No.
But if you're going to win one, win the last one.
Because you said like if you wanted to play first in the second game, so you have more of a chance
Yeah.
of winning the second game. Since statistically speaking, if you are on the play rather than on the draw, you're statistically more likely to win that game.
If you're not playing, if you got an attendee badge, or if you decide after your 3 mandatory games to get the Dragonfire promo, you're like, I've gone 0-2. I'm not going to do any better in this game. You can then play in the side events. So they're going to have side events. So they'll have villainous tournaments. They're going to have... the boys got really excited because we love villainous.
Who, what, when, where, how?
We'll certainly check that out. They're going to have sealed drafts. They're going to have regular drafts. They're going to have a 3-player 6-ink challenge. So that's where 3-on-3 battle each other out. And between the 3 players, you have to use all 6 inks. So that sounds really fun.
Interesting.
And as you play, you're earning tickets for the prize wall. Right? And so on the prize wall are going to be like booster boxes, the Illumineer's Quest, troves, t-shirts, hats. There's going to be a special foil Cinderella playmat. That sounds really cool. You can get non-foil versions of the Rapunzel and Cinderella promo cards that they're handing out. So
nice.
the winners get like these nice foil versions, but you can get cards with that alternate art by getting tickets and going to the prize wall. So those will actually probably end up being quite a bit of money as well. So lots of fun things to go on if you weren't able to get a actual ticket, or if you just, you spent half the day and you haven't won a match. You can, go and play those games, have fun, talk with people, make some memories about Lorcana while you're there.
And other burger games.
So
Yeah.
if Mom does get in,
Yes.
Right now I have an event pass.
Does
I
that
just don't have a
mean your
ticket 'cause I'm on
event
the wait
pass
list.
can be transferred to me?
Okay, so no.
No, they're non-transferable.
Non-transferable, number one. Number two, we're taking a plane.
And we only got 2 plane tickets.
And we can't pack you, no matter how small you are.
He's asked us
so,
multiple times.
Like I said, we have planned. We want to go to this one so we can scope it out because you guys are kids. So we have to know how we're going to deal with your needs.
Hey, even though that we're kids, we can still get in.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
So our goal is that if this goes well and we think you guys can handle it, because it is a long 2 days, then we're hoping to get us, all 4 of us, tickets when we go to Toronto. And we're hoping that that one doesn't sell out as quickly, that they're at a bigger venue, and the fact that it's in a different country, that maybe a lot of Americans that play don't have passports and we do.
Yep.
So that's kind of our hope.
Yep. We'll see. Toronto's still a big city on its own. So, but if they were able to increase it to 2,000 instead of just the 1,000 in Chicago, then that will help us get in. Okay. So that is Chicago, and that's the next big thing coming up. But after that, we got Ursula Returns Set Championship. So we've looked at the card that you can win for it. You also get the matching play mats. It's the same as last time. Top 4 each store get the card. Top 2 get the play mats. Same thing. They did change the dates for it. So it was a week. It used to be just 1 week. You got Friday to the following Sunday. You got basically 10 days to go to your stores and win these things. They changed it so now it's every Saturday and Sunday throughout the month of July. So they've made more weekend days, but technically they've removed 2 other days that you could have had it on.
Right.
Thoughts on how that's going to work?
I mean, for the one part, yes, they did remove days, but Saturdays and Sundays for most people, most stores, they can do it all hours of the day. Where usually Monday through Friday, they can only do it in the evenings.
Sure.
So that, I still think that overall there's more time to do the events. But that also means that if you do want to play at a lot of different places, you're now giving up weekends and the prime time of the summer.
Yeah, and one of those weekends, is basically 4th of July weekend.
Right.
So it's going to be, so you're not going to have a lot of stores that are going to do their events those days because they're not going to attract people.
Right.
I'm an admin on one of the Disney Lorcana Michigan Facebook pages, and I put a call out there to say, hey, stores, start claiming your spots here so you guys can kind of stagger your stuff out, because that was a problem during the last one. That first Saturday is when the majority of stores planned their things, so there were less people at all the stores.
Which means less money for those local stores.
Yeah, less money for the stores. So, because everyone was kind of thinned out. So I'm trying to get people to, hey, call your shot here so that everyone else can kind of plan around you that's in the same area. I know, like, even during last, because that's the difficult part when you have so many stores in the area, because trading cards are big, especially in our area. It feels like we have a lot of stores that we can go to. We're very fortunate. Even this last Saturday, right, where people were having Ursula Returns release events, right? There were sealed events. I could have gone to 4 different events within 20 minutes of where we live. And they all happened at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like one of you guys could have done Sunday or done later on in the evening or done Friday night. That would have allowed you to get more customers because instead everyone was diluted and spread out over multiple stores. So, stores, if any stores are listening to this, people are listening to this, encourage your stores to kind of work together to plan out these events so that you can go to more if you want to.
And that overall, it'll benefit them as well.
Yep. Yep. So July will be busy with Lorcana as we get through more set championships because we got to try to win an Ursula. We got a Stitch. Needs a buddy.
Yep.
Gotta have a friend.
Gotta have a friend.
Gotta have
What?
I think he's saying that Ursula and Stitch are not.
I feel like they would get along.
I think Stitch is enough of a potential villain.
I think they would get along.
They would get along.
They both have multiple arms. They have stuff in common. They can share tips and tricks for arms. Yeah.
They can
look,
also
One
how
comes
many-
from under the sea, one comes from outer space.
Yeah, it's under the ocean is basically space,
Basically.
right? Basically the same thing. You can't breathe in the water. You can't breathe in space. Same thing. They're both black when you get down far enough.
They both have that, completely chaotic energy that would match well together.
Yeah, they're friends. I'm calling it. They're friends.
Malcolm
Best
is
friends
not
even.
calling it.
I don't think sea witches wear tutus.
No, but I think that sea witches' puppies would wear tutus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
they don't have to.
aliens wearing tutus silly aliens do wear tutus.
I bet in Inklands that he would be her pet. 100%. And a Floodborn.
Oh, yeah.
Floodborn character.
Oh, Floodborn Stitch. That's Set 6.
Set 6
Ursula's
Floodborn.
pets.
Ursula's puppy.
Ursula's puppy. Stitch. Ursula's puppy.
Yes. Stitch
That's-
Ursula's puppy.
That's what we need. I think that will work.
I think it'll happen.
Yeah, and then that should be an enchanted.
I'm calling it now.
Yeah, Stitch, Ursula's puppy.
Yes.
They gotta have crossovers. That opens up so much. I know we're kind of kidding around. Still, I would love a Stitch Ursula's puppy, but now we're talking about just more crossovers, direct crossovers where you have maybe Mickey Mouse in Encanto or Aladdin in Little Mermaid.
That would be really cool. What my favorite card of Ursula's in the Illumineer's quest today was a Hey. And he was not a Floodborn Hey. He did not have any ink on them. He's just a regular Hey. And the text on the card was something like, Hey's here. Ursula doesn't know why he's here.
Yeah.
He just
Neither does Hey.
and neither nobody knows where he came from, how he got there. He's just there.
Yeah.
And I love that so much.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so
it's good, and they should lean into that. That'd be everyone's talking about. Well, what's the next movie that they're going to add? Is it something great like Black Cauldron or The Aristocats? Right, the movies that no one wants, but just start crossing stuff.
People want them. Just because you don't.
A lot of people
a lot of people love Aristocats.
We better get a Grogu.
I haven't met those people.
I have.
the Googie card from Black Cauldron.
Oh yeah, the Grookey.
The Googie.
And his special ability would be called Crunchy Munchy. Whenever you play, whenever you play,
Yeah, because he eats the crunchy munchies all the time in the movie.
Sure.
Well, whenever you play a character,
whenever you play a item whenever you use an item special once per turn, you have to exalt. No, actually you have
I don't know.
Wow, that is.
No, actually you have to
dizzying.
exalt him, and then you can double the ability of any item.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to some Three Caballeros.
The three caballeros.
Sure, yeah.
I think that would be super fun.
That'd be fun.
And I don't know the rest of the song.
Like the two other birds should be singer plus 2s, and
Yes.
then Donald is a singer -2. All of the cards lose 2 singer
That's
ability.
great. But he quests for 3.
Or
So he's a super big quester, but if you play him, all of your other singers are super out of tune now and they can't sing.
or he has to sing before anyone else on your board. You can't sing until he sings.
Yes. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
but he only. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so lots of fun stuff coming up. I think looking at future podcast wise, next year I'm hoping to next week.
You're tired too, Dad?
Next week.
Yeah,
Now that
work
we've
today.
completed the Illumineer's quest, next week we're going to talk about lore stuff, catch up on lore things from Lorcana, maybe talk about what decks we've figured out for set 4, and move on from there. So, but today, since there's not any new cards or anything to go off of, I had a couple of questions. Wanted to just ask you guys, just kind of pick your brains.
Listen to
I hate picking my brain.
If you could change one rule in Lorcana, what would it be?
Ooh, interesting.
There would be that you can probably like the drying things, maybe.
So just not have characters have to dry, just
Yeah.
be able to immediately use them.
I don't know if there's any rule I would change, but there's definitely some cards that I feel like are overpowering.
So what?
That I feel like they should like make illegal. Like the Tamatoa one is like
The big one.
the big one that I'm thinking of, because there's so, even though they do have a lot more item removal that's come out in set 4 that could potentially, work on that, but I feel like, and again, like I feel like things need to happen to even things out between the different types of decks.
Like-
because I feel like, and again, I'm hoping that it is like that now with some of these new cards, because there are a lot more strength, like stronger cards in the different colors. But like for the longest time, everybody was playing Amethyst. Everybody. Because if you played anything else, you weren't going to do anything.
I was
And
playing Amethyst.
yes, but the people who are winning consistently were
Play
all
Amethyst.
playing Amethyst. And I felt like that one color was way overpowered. And so,
And then-
like, I don't really know if there's a rule I would change, but I definitely feel like either, like, there are some cards that are too powerful, or that, that they need to even out how these decks work together so that, like a family of 4, we can't all play the same colors because we don't have thousands of dollars to drop to all have solid decks that are,
Amethyst.
that will win consistently.
He's the only one with Amethyst.
So, we've kind of had to, play different things
Sure.
in order to make that happen. So I guess I don't know if there's any specific rule I would change though.
So there aren't any cards on it, but in the comprehensive rules there is a spot for a ban list, for a list of cards that are banned from play.
I know they do it in Magic too.
Yeah.
Like I know Pot of Greed. That's it.
Well, that's Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's what you do.
Oh.
So there are cards that are so Yu-Gi-Oh, another card game, bans cards, whereas Magic basically rotates the sets, I believe.
Okay.
So that's the question of what is Lorcana going to do long term?
Right.
Are they going to start banning cards, or will it be a rotation of sets so that you can only use the last 6 sets or whatever
Sure.
like that? The game's not old enough yet to know what they're going to do, but the fact that they've added a place for a ban list means that there could be cards that are removed. I can tell you from the internet community standpoint, the cards that are called for to be banned the most are A Whole New World,
Yeah.
Goat.
Yeah,
Goat.
Goat's a big one. Goat.
I would be so sad if Go gets
Yeah,
banned.
but I mean, again, like Dad can never beat you because
There
because of
is
that.
Be Prepared.
Yeah, that's
Up there.
Yeah.
Good one.
I think that's not getting banned, right?
And recently, no, not Pirate Piglet.
Right?
Recently, there's been calls for Bucky, the squirrel.
I don't use this card anymore. Yeah.
That's fine. And then people are starting to call for Hiram Flaversham. He's a little bit too powerful because you play him right, you banish your item, you draw 2 cards. But then you can do it again when he quests.
Right.
So usually he's drawing for like 4 cards.
But really not the Tamatoa though?
No, not the Tamatoa, because he's hard to get out. It takes up to turn 8 before you get him out.
Sure.
And also, we need to see how
But see,
the
it doesn't
item
take up to
removal
turn
works.
8 though. Because that deck gets so much, ramps up so much ink.
Sure.
You get them out in turn 4 or 5. So
Sure.
But we also need to see how quickly, like, how the item removal works. Like, to start, like...
But it doesn't. But even so, with Tamatoa, every time he quests, and when you play him, you take one out of your discard pile.
Yeah.
Just keeps
I
coming.
So it just keeps coming back. So that's why I think he's too powerful, because even with the item removal, like he gets to take it back.
Yeah.
Because like before set 4, I would have a bare necessities. I would remove a lucky dime, right?
Yep.
And then he just takes it right back the next turn because I didn't have enough to get rid of him.
Yep.
So it like.
Yeah, it's difficult. Malcolm, anything?
Alright. So I've got a couple things. One thing that I just think they should do for reckless characters, they should be able to quest.
So there is a card that allows them to quest. There's a Cogsworth.
I know that. But what I'm saying is, if they were able to quest, like maybe make a card that's like
reckless, but with questing.
No, that is reckless, but then quest for like 3. So if you knock all of the players characters off the board, they're able to quest for 3.
Well, it's just a new ability, not really a rule change.
That's true. I would also make Pirate Piglet overpowered. But we don't talk about that.
That would be
Just
part
a
of
rule
the
that says
ban
if you
list.
play Pirate Piglet, you win.
Yes, and then also its other special ability is this card cannot be banned.
I see. That's a very meta ability. Some kind of Deadpool-esque Piglet. Maybe they should have Deadpool Piglet. That's how they add Marvel characters, right? You dress up the Disney characters like Marvel characters. So you
First
got
of all,
Deadpool
It
Piglet.
would not be Deadpool Piglet. It would be Deadpool Eeyore.
That is true.
I feel like, Eeyore seems more akin to like a Thanos character. Like, oh, bother. I snapped my fingers. Oh,
Spider-Man would be Stitch, of course.
That would be the next. That's the next set.
Spider-Man, you end up mixing with Mickey Mouse, right? That's 2 iconic characters. That's how you start with that.
I was
right?
gonna say Iron Man, Mickey Mouse, because I've already seen versions of that.
Sure. They do have all those ones. They have like a Wolverine, Donald Duck, and stuff. But I guess Deadpool, we could have like all of them be all
They're
of them.
all
right?
Deadpool.
All, like
A whole Deadpool deck.
set 7, it's all Deadpool. We've
No,
run
it's
out
half
of ideas.
Deadpool and half Wolverine.
Yeah, there you go. To coincide with the
Promote
movie.
the new movie.
Yes.
No, the set's just called Ryan Reynolds.
Right?
That's Ryan Reynolds. Sure.
That's
Into the Reynolds verse.
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, if you ever watch this, hi.
Sure, he has plenty of time.
What does he have? 4 kids now.
Gym
movies all the
company,
time.
soccer
Club.
team, football club, I guess.
call it
That's over-
football club,
football
yeah.
club over there. I was gonna say it's a soccer thing. He still makes movies too, right?
Yes. Which, by the way, go see If. It was really good.
It was.
Yeah, we liked
Speaking
it.
of, it was.
And also, you should bring a tissue with you.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like
gonna
a
cry.
live action Pixar movie.
Yeah, it's very. It you will
Those
cry.
were my words. You stole from my mouth. I said those, and now you have stolen them.
He's not sorry.
Okay. Last question. All right. If you could create a card based on a Disney ride, what would it be?
Splash Mountain so it returns.
Splash Mountain, so it returns.
Wheel
No.
of Death.
Oh, the Wheel of Death.
Wheel
Wheel
of
of
Death.
Death.
What does Wheel of Death do?
The mountains. I'm going to.
Hold on.
Wheel of
Let your
Death.
mom-
If you're a hero, you get +2 or resist or +2 attack. But if you're not a hero, you lose 2 attack because you're scared to death of it.
Wait, are these like locations?
Yeah.
It can be whatever
it could
you
be a
want.
location.
You can do a location.
So yeah, so if you move a hero to this location, they all get +2 attack.
Okay.
But only heroes because everyone else is too scared to go on it.
Sure.
Wait, I have another idea.
Yes.
Whenever you move somebody here, if you can move somebody from the opposite board to that location.
But I like Tiana. Tiana's Bayou Adventure would be cool because you could just say that any, either any underwater. Like I don't know. They don't really have any.
No.
Like that as a thing, but it could be any princesses.
Yeah.
No, actually,
No.
what
Like
I-
any princesses that go here, like get an extra lore or something like that. That could be fine.
You know what I would probably do
Huh.
is you go.
You go.
Fantastic.
I would make all three mountains. So the first
Like they all
mountain.
connect.
Well,
Yeah,
that'd
like
be cool, the
all
artwork
the
on track.
connect.
Sure.
So the first one is your normal typical gone away in the heavens.
You have to talk louder, hon.
Gone away in the heavens, Splash Mountain.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's favorite.
Ellen, why don't you just go
Right.
quick?
So its special ability is that if you have any Braille cards at this location,
There are no
and-
rare cards. You can't
Yeah.
just make up cards. I guarantee they're not going to make any Brer Animal cards of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guarantee.
Okay. So actually, it's whenever you. Dad's asking you to pick one.
One ride.
Come on. Just,
Fine. Big Thunder Mountain.
Okay, and what does it do? What's its ability?
If you have a hero here, you gain 2 lore.
Okay.
Does
I
that
like
make
it.
sense?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, Malcolm.
There's like heroes mine,
Yeah.
now the gold,
All right, all right,
and the wild
yeah.
spot,
The people
the
mover.
wilderness.
all right,
people
the
mover.
People mover.
People mover.
Okay. If you move a mentor to this location, they get +2 lore and +2 attack. Because it's like a tour guide mentor
I
type
like
thing.
the mentor thing, but I wouldn't do the plus attack. I feel like they would just get resist
Yeah.
because
Resist?
they're just relaxing, so it's like building up their resistance.
Sure.
Because they're just falling asleep on, or Carousel of Progress. Same thing.
Oh yeah.
Carousel of Progress, any mentor that goes here gains 3 resist because they're taking a nap, so they're building their energy back.
Well, I would say.
Or it can
say-
remove damage.
Like-
It's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Just have Carousel of
Starting
Progress.
at the end of every day.
Thank you, Emmett. Done now, Emmett.
It could be an action that you skip the opponent's next turn because they are sit and take a nap on the ride. Right.
Or maybe it's because the
That's a little too
grandma's
powerful.
too busy.
No, yeah, but I like it being something where either they get resist or it removes damage.
Or maybe it's
Because we don't have a remove damage location, do we?
No.
So I think that would actually be cool if it was like People Mover or Carousel of Progress, and when you move to this, when any, when it could even be when everybody moves here, it removes damage, like up to 2 damage per turn.
I don't think so. But I mean.
I don't think we do either. I think that would be cool though.
Sure.
What do you think, Dad? I want to hear your idea.
it's a great.
For me, it would probably be It's a Small World.
Yeah, of course.
Would be a song,
A song, okay.
right? That reduces everyone's strength
to
by
1
3.
or by 3.
Like
That's
that,
good.
yeah.
Because they're so annoyed.
Anthony
Yeah.
Love
And they're
would
so
love
small.
this
Now they're small.
card.
But
Now they're
everyone's-
small?
Everyone eats it small. All of your opponents' ones.
Yeah, I like
Versus-
that.
It'd have probably be like a sing together, like 7 type thing.
Or sing together 10 even.
Yeah.
Because it's super
That's pretty-
powerful.
Pretty powerful.
Because
so.
then you would need multiple people to sing, but then if you then have somebody sing, grab your sword, you can get rid of
Yeah.
a whole bunch of people. That could be pretty powerful.
Actually, like, if you're watching this, please don't get mad at us.
I don't care. Bring it. Okay. So great. That was fun little
That was
discussion.
fun, I like that.
Let's wrap up our episode the way we do each week with Disney trivia
Disney Talk Trivia!
from the wonderful world of Disney trivia.
For the wonderful world of Disney Trivia.
Okay, let's start. Which Hawaiian island is the setting for Lilo and Stitch?
Oh, I knew
That's
that.
Hawaii.
Is it Oahu?
It's Oahu.
I think it's Oahu.
No.
Oh, wait, it's Maui?
Is it
No.
Maui? Is it Hawaii?
No.
Is it Kako?
Is it start with an L?
No.
Is it the?
I don't know then.
Kauai.
Kauai. So we are going to Kauai.
Yes. In the TV series, Sophia the First.
Sophia the First.
Sophia has 2 step-siblings.
That's
What
true.
are their names?
I want to see if you guys know first.
The
What's her
Annabella
Nope,
and
that's wrong.
Amethyst.
Oh my God, no.
I don't remember what their names. I know what they look like.
I'm going to say.
I know it. I'm just
I'm
waiting to see
going
if
to
they
say Amber and Amethyst.
Amber is
Amber,
right.
I knew it was Amber.
Amber is right.
It's Christopher. No, wait, it's
Kristoff.
He's like got brown hair and with the blue.
He's got blonde hair. They both have blonde hair. They're
Oh.
twins.
Right. I know him.
So
Blue shirt.
I got the dress. I got the shoes. I got the...
This me a princess,
Yes, I guess.
It's got the blue shirt.
It's James.
Yes.
I knew
Benjamin
that.
Amber and James.
I knew that.
No, I previously said I would only keep an enchanted of Sorcerer Mickey. I probably keep one of Sophia the
If
First.
there was a Sophia the First, we would keep it.
Or
Yeah.
Amber. Oh, yeah.
We are
No,
a
Amber and
Sophia
James do that.
standing
But
family.
Sophia the First, that if she's on a card and
Yes.
she's enchanted, yeah, we're keeping it.
Oh, what is it called? The greenhouse keeper.
The greenhouse?
The villain.
Miss Nettle?
Miss Nettle.
No, why Miss Nettle? The other villain's way better. The one that's voiced by the guy who does Yakko. What was his name? The sorcerer? I don't remember his name. But like he's a way better villain.
Okay, next question. What is the name of the character whose enormous ears enable him to fly?
Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. His ears actually enable him to fly. It's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit,
Hey,
guys.
you're being way too loud, man.
Malcolm, Emmett, what's the answer?
I actually don't know this. This is a really hard
Can you guys just answer, please?
Dumbo.
Oh, yeah, it's Dumbo.
It's Dumbo.
Okay.
Oh my God, Malcolm.
I think
like
it
my
was
answer
Beef
better.
clogging the toilet. So.
Next question. How does Queen Nerissa refer to the world where she magically sends Giselle in the movie Enchanted?
The well. The wishing well.
Wait, repeat the question.
How does Queen Nerissa refer to the world where she magically sends Giselle in the movie Enchanted?
Using the well.
No, not how does she send her there. What does she refer to it as? It says how does she refer it instead of
The
what?
place for no happily ever afters.
It's a world where no one lives happily ever after. That's right.
When's
Close
the
enough.
last time you watched that movie, Emmett?
Like a long time ago for
Like
me.
this kid's memory is crazy. Good job,
Okay.
Emmett.
In Hercules, where was Hercules born?
Mount Olympus.
Yeah, Mount
Mount Olympus.
Yes, that is correct. So good job this week. All right, thank you everyone.
We got Sophia the first question.
It was Sophia the first question. That's right. That is going to be an exciting day when Sophia the first comes to Lorcana. So thank you.
I hope the next set is called Rise of the Juniors.
It won't be.
Baby.
They've already used Rise of the. It's going to be something different. They're not going to immediately go back to Rise of the.
The Attack of the Tiny Children.
Sure.
No, Attack of the Dogs.
It would probably be like junior playtime or something like that.
Playtime.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you everyone for making it this far, for listening to us for yet another week. We've had a ton of fun this week. We hope you had a ton of fun listening to us. We are QuestLore. You can email us any questions at QuestloreQuestions@gmail.com. You can find us on any major podcast platform. If you are watching this, you can find us that way if you don't want to see our faces. If you're listening to this and you do want to see our faces, you can find us on YouTube under QuestLore. Please send any questions. Please follow, subscribe, rate, like, send up smoke signals about us.
I'm going to quest
Don't
now.
do that. That's bad for the environment.
Clean smoke, like vaping smoke.
That's not funny either. Don't tell people to vape. What is
I
wrong
didn't
with you?
tell-
This is a family podcast.
Like, I don't want them to vape. I just want them to generate vape smoke.
How are they going to do that without vaping?
I assume that there's like a button on the vaporizer.
Wow, there is not.
Well, this just got dark.
Like that dark is weird. Like what?
Like,
Goodness.
there's not a
gracious.
button? Like a vent button?
What? No.
Vent is just
I'm pretty sure it just like no. I'm gonna have to show him some YouTube videos.
I don't want to watch videos. That
Okay,
sounds bad.
well, that ends the podcast.
So,
Alright, that's
the train is officially off the rails.
Wow.
Move it off the rails a long
So
time ago.
please like, subscribe, follow us if you're still listening. We will be back next week. This has been QuestLore. Thank you so much and enjoy your weekend.
Oswald the Lucky Rabbit for Lorcana.
There is a white rabbit card.
I said the white rabbit full of time.
There is a white rabbit.
No,
in
there's
Lorcana.
a pocket
There
watch.
isn't?
No,
It's just his pocket watch.
Oh, okay. Oh my